Hey guys, welcome back to REVolutionX RC and welcome to the next part of this Axial Wraith 1.9 build series. Now in this part of the build series we are going to go over adding universal axles as well as some front brass for the knuckles. Now so far this build has been pretty enjoyable. It's been fun kind of tweaking this rig in preparation for Proline by the Fire 2025. One thing that I did forget about the Axial Wraith 1.9 is that the front axle does not come with universals. It comes with dogbone shafts, so you don't get the full steering angle that you can get with universal axles. So you can see here the dogbone setup of the front axle. Yeah, I wonder why. I guess the Wraith 1.9 was considered a lower end SCX-102 at the time. I'm not sure. I think the honcho came with dog bones and maybe the deadbolt, but I would have thought that it would have came with universals. Maybe it was only the kit that came with universals, since most of the SCX-102s, or actually all the SCX-102s that I've had prior to this Wraith 1.9 were all kits, and they all came with universals. So I had the Cherokee kit and the Unimog kit, and they both came with universals. I'm not sure about the 6x6 though. 6x6 I think might have come with universals too, but I'll have to double check that. But anyway, so I will be swapping these out. So for the universals, you can pretty much find those on Amazon or anywhere else. They should be pretty common. You're just looking for AR44 universals. I'm a little hesitant to get the ones off of Amazon because I don't know what their durability is like or whether they'll work well. I'd probably stick with the usual brands. Some of the companies that make AR44 universals are Axial themselves, Vanquish, SSDRC, I think RC 4-wheel drive makes one too, as well as Boom Racing. And I will be using Boom Racing because Boom Racing is a brand that I trust with their quality, and their universal AR44 universals were priced pretty well. They're in the mid $20 range. The stock Axial AR44 universals are 50 something bucks, which is a little bit overpriced. But these are in the mid 20s. So this is a brand I trust, and I'll put a link to these in the description below, and these should work out well. Now for the front axle brass, I will be using this brass set I just got off of Amazon or eBay. These are made for SCX-102 AR44s. Now this set is actually for the older style 3-piece AR44 design with the removable C-hub. So the Wraith 1.9 does use the newer 1-piece AR44s. I could still use these. I will use these 2 pieces here, and I will save these C-hubs for a Axial 102 Cherokee kit that I still have sitting in storage. That one uses the 3-piece axle design, and so I'll be able to use this with that. Now these are knuckles, and these weights actually bolt onto the knuckles. This is an older brass style design. I think the older designs would use this type of brass knuckle design. The newer ones are 1-piece, but these are the older 2-piece designs. So I think they'll work out fine though, and all I'll have to do is just bolt this up to the 1-piece AR44s. And I'll put a link to these in the description below as well. Alright, so let's get started in removing the universals. My workbench is kind of a mess right now. I'm just working on too many rigs at once. It's just that Proline season procrastination. So I've got the knuckles and the dog bone axles or shaft removed. I'll have to take the bearing out and reuse it on the brass knuckles. Let's go ahead and remove the dog bones first. Oh, the other ones fell out already. So this is what I'm removing. This is what's getting replaced. And here are the boom racing universals that I'll be using to replace those dog bone shafts with. So here is what's going to be going on to the front axle, the universals, as well as the brass weights. Now the way these work, as I've said before, these replace the knuckles, and this brass weight goes on top of the knuckle, just like that. So as long as they clear my wheel setup, I think it'll work out just fine. Yep, it should clear. I believe, yeah, I believe it should clear. So it'll work out good. Anyway, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have to remove these dog bone cups and also remove the bearings and put these bearings in the new brass knuckles. This inner bearing is usually always a tighter fit. So let me just kind of wiggle that in there. Alright, got one set done. This is what it's going to look like. But I do, you know what, I was supposed to put this on first because I'm going to have trouble both securing this. So let me go ahead and reverse that. Now I kind of remember why this style isn't as popular anymore. It's because you can't get to the wheel hex if you put this on. So in order to get the wheel hex or adjust the wheel hex, you have to take this off first, then adjust the wheel hex or replace the wheel hex with something else. And that's probably why it isn't as popular anymore. And you see more of the one-piece style now. But for my case, this should be fine because I don't see myself swapping out the stock wheel hex. I actually like the stock wheel hex and the width is fine. So let me go ahead and put the wheel hex on first. And then put the weight on. Now they come with shorter screws and longer screws. I'm not sure which one to use. Let me try the longer screws. I just tried the shorter screws, they work fine, but I wonder if the longer screws would be better in the long run. Let's just take a look. And with these screws, don't over tighten them. You don't want them to break off in the knuckle. Just tighten them enough to hold them in. Yeah, you know what? I think the shorter screws are the way to go. I don't want too much. I might swap these out for the black zinc oxide screws in the future. I kind of a little bit worried about these stainless steel screws. I feel like they're usually weaker, and I really don't want them to break off. Just don't make sure you just don't over tighten them and stress that screw. Actually, I probably should use thread lock, but I think we'll be okay for now. Looks like it's gonna stay. So here's one side finished. And we'll move over to the other side. This is how it's gonna fit. Let's see if it fits. As long as my wheel fits the wheel hex, we should be in good shape. Uh-oh, does it fit? Let's see. You know what? This is not going to work for me. I mean, this is the other issue. You can see the bolts, they're hitting this brass weight. So, not going to work for me. And that's okay. I'll just stick with the knuckles, I guess. Or I'll get the one-piece knuckles. I can switch this with another rig I have with the one-piece knuckles. But we'll be right back. Alright, so I took this part of the weight off. Unfortunately, I won't be able to use these because of the circumference or diameter. They don't quite fit the wheels I'm using. If you're using different wheels, this might work for you. But I'm using these wheels and they don't work for me. So your mileage may vary. You may or may not be able to use these depending on your setup. You could use wheel hub extenders, and you could get you can get the wheels spaced out and it'll work. But I am not going to go do that right now because I don't have any plans to extend the wheel outwards. I don't want to widen the axle right now. Most likely I will use different brass knuckle and I'll swap them out later, but for right now this will do fine. And really I just need to attach this back to the axle. Alright, and instead of these stock kingpins, I'm going to use the supplied bushings with screws. So let's get that out. All right. So this set comes with bushings. And you don't want to over tighten. Just make sure you leave enough leeway for the knuckle to move freely. So let's go ahead and do the top now. Sounds good. I'll go back and apply thread lock to that later. Let's just get through this for now. Alright, so I've got the new knuckles installed. Also have the universals installed from Boom Racing, and that should give me better steering angle. Let's add the wheels and tires back on. Once I can find, yep. I probably could. I have enough thread to extend these wheels out, so that is an option if I want to put those weights back on. I'll have to find hubs that stick out a little further, so I probably will look into it. Might be worth doing. Alright, so I'm all done. My steering can actually hit the link now. I couldn't even get close to the link before. You can see how much more steering you get with universals. Yeah, this was completely impossible before. Well, this one's limited by the steering link hitting the diff cover, I think, or maybe not. This one, it's probably limited by the knuckle, but look at that. I can totally hit the link. I wasn't even getting close to it before. I think it was stopping like right around here with the dog bone setup before, but yeah, you can see how much more I'm getting now. It's crazy. Now I'll just have to adjust my endpoints to make sure that it doesn't hit the links. Alright, I discovered why I don't get as much steering angle turning to the driver's side. It's because of the panhard setup I'm doing. It's hitting, let's see if I can get that. It's hitting the bolt for the panhard rod, and it's because I had to push it forward because I need to clear the diff. So it's something I'll just have to live with, but this is as much steering angle as I need anyway, turning to this side. So I'll just limit it as well to this side because it's going to hit the bumper. So yeah, I think it's fine. I'm just going to adjust my endpoints to deal with it, and I think we're good. Anyway, if I really did want to get this full lock right here, I'll just have to find a way to get this panhard mount to sit further back. So I'll have to have some like special bent panhard rod or some special rod end to allow me to do that. But other than that, I think that's about as much as I can do for now. Well, that's about all for this part of the Wraith 1.9 build series. Pretty much adding some brass weights up front as well as universal axles in the front to get more steering angle. I'm pretty much there. Like, this rig is pretty much almost 99% done as far as what I want. I am gonna create some 3D printed body protection sliders, in addition to, I've already trimmed the bottom, but I'm still not happy with it, so I'll probably create some 3D printed body protectors or sliders, and that will be in the next video probably. But pretty much there. I've been enjoying this build series so far. I hope you have as well. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates on this Axial Wraith 1.9 build series. Thanks for watching.